Hello, I am Drop, and we are in a Downtone studio in Geneva, Switzerland. And I'm going to make a very quick and simple walkthrough of one of the sessions I've been mixing earlier this year. So it's a song called Opaque from the band Rage of Light. They just released a new EP called Opaque 1 week ago. And so now I was about to back up the session, and I thought maybe I could go through and make a small video. Who's interested for sure. But anyway, here we are. So it's a pretty long song, 8 minutes 30 seconds, more or less, and there are 171 tracks, which is a lot. Probably had a few more tracks before, but due to system usage, I combined a few of these tracks. So here we are. Here we have the whole session. A lot of stuff going on. So we start. There is all the drums, the bass, the rhythm guitars, the additional guitars such as leads, solos, clean guitars and stuff, some cello, a lot of keyboards like usual with Rage of Light, and a lot of vocals, grunt vocals. We have speech whispers stuff, some chorus, and a lot of clean vocals, and that's it. So first, the drums. I'm gonna be quick on them. Actually, this mix has been done a few months ago, and I changed a few things on my workflow since then. So there is some plugins that I don't use anymore, and a lot of new plugins actually this year. We've been lucky to get a lot of new, cool, very nice plugins. So let's be quick with the drums. What they sent me is MIDI drums, which look like this. It's information, so whether it's played on a MIDI drum kit or it's programmed. Seeing all the velocity here looks like it has been programmed. But anyway, the goal is to have something very machinic, very their music is a bit cold, and so it needs to get some aggression everywhere. So probably all this velocity full is not a huge issue in here. So they sent me the MIDI, which went through Superior Drummer. Very nice drum plugin. So if I can put play at the correct place, probably right there. So that's what I get. I put the MIDI into the plugin, and basically the plugin plays himself what it's supposed to play. So after that, I put everything in audio and wave like if there was a real drummer coming in. And on top of that, I use some more drum samples. In this case, I can see I have some Bogren digital samples on the kick and some Get Good Drums samples on the snare. The toms also have some more samples. And at the end, it sounds like this. So this is the full drum mix with some automations going on. There is a long intro and a long outro, and the whole feeling was actually a bit more organic than what they usually do. That's why there is some automation, some more reverbs on the drums, and on a few parts it sounds like the drummer is further away on a bigger room somewhere. A lot of reverb and stuff like this in here. And that's it for the drums, basically. So let's move on to the bass. Here is the bass, red bass. I'm gonna play it, just hear how it sounds. So a lot of distortion, very focused. It should work with the kick drum, which is very present, and it's usually how it is in this type of music. With the drums, it definitely makes more sense. So what I get is a clean bass signal direct from the instrument, and what I do is I take this signal and I put it through an amp, or in this case a plugin, to achieve what we need sound-wise. So that's the sound on the whole record, and almost this whole song. And on the same part where the drums were a bit more distant, I made another bass sound, bit less aggressive, actually. Makes more sense when every instruments are there. And the transition between the outro and the very last part, which is again everything up front. So we can hear the difference between sounds, the drums and the bass. So let's move on to the guitars. So let's mute these. So same with the bass. What I get is clean signal guitars. Yeah, because sometimes people come in the studio to record the whole album, so they play drums, they play bass, guitar, etc. in the studio with me. In this case, they recorded at home everything, guitars, bass, just the cello that we did it at the studio that we're gonna talk a bit later. So same with the bass. What I get is it's a clean signal, which sound like this. Let me find it. Okay, remove the plugin. So this is what I get. No, it's not working. And word why? That's why. Okay. So this is the signal I get. And then I put it through a plugin. And then it sounds like a distortion guitar. And as you can hear, the guitar sound is a bit high-end somehow. You might wonder why it's sounding like this. It's because there is a lot of stuff going on in their music. A lot of guitars, a lot of keyboards, a lot of vocals, a lot of crash on the drums. So there is a lot of things going on. So everything needs to be at a certain place to be able to avoid the mix being messy and to allow every instrument being heard. So that's why usually with this type of music, I EQ the guitars like that, very focused in the high mids type of spectrum. So let me play the actual guitar sound we have on the song. There's two different types of plugin together. There's one neural DSP that we just saw before, the Gojira model, which is working very good. And here I also put 2 out of the 4 guitar tracks I got through STL Tones plugin, which is, for me, it's a bit more dirty and makes the guitar more organic in some way. So that's the dirty sound. And when you add the other one, and sometimes, same with the bass, we have a really small part here where the guitar is on its own. So I thought it needed to be a bit more real guitar sound, like more amp feeling with more bass and stuff. So that's why I use another plugin only for this part. So it's only on this break the guitar is a bit more organic after heading back to this kind of wall of guitars type of sound. And on one of the last part of the intro, we also have a crunch sound. And that's it for rhythm guitars. Now let's head to the additional guitars. So we have a clean signal, clean type of guitars on the intro, followed by a lead, kind of rhythm lead. Then there is a proper melody, which is the chorus, the instrumental chorus. So the melody is doing what the vocals will do later. And then on the intro, we have again some clean sounds and the solo starting here, and also a little solo hook towards the end. So let's just check it out, how they sound. So it's very clean on the right, and there is another guitar on the left, which is a bit more FX. And now we start with a little melody. And then we have this chorus lead melodic hook sound. Don't know how to call that. An exact same process than the bass and rhythm guitars. What I got is a DI signal, and I process it through some plugins. Very airy, clean sound. Now it's starting to make more sense with this smaller bass sound, reverb drum sound, and now we head to the solo. That's it. Now let's move with the cello. Just gonna unmute it like this, otherwise we're gonna get all the keyboards at the same time. So that's the cello. So that's the only thing they came in my studio to make, Joel came with Jonathan, and in 1 hour everything was recorded. Very, very nice addition to that track. The cello makes it even more organic, even more interesting. So that's how it sounds at the pizzicato. Là. With some volume automations, the more instruments are building around that, the more cello comes a bit in the front. And after we have the real cello sound. And up until the very last part, when the cello at some moment is almost the lead, so it's almost in the front. So let's move on to the keyboards, which are a really important part of Rage of Light's music. They are basically here all the time. There is probably very little parts where there is only guitars, bass, drums, etc. But usually there is keyboards all the time. So let's just mute the cello. Oh, this is the intro, exactly how it is on the final track. Gonna add the cello pizzicato. It immediately brings something more organic, something very cool. Adding little transitions between the part when it needs to be lifted, then boom. So, for example, in here we have this riser and this boom, which might be my sounds. Usually I use a few of my sounds when it needed, like to transition from a part to another. Usually it's a riser and then a boom, and the same before the chorus. If I put them solo, it's gonna work better. So yeah, this boom is definitely bigger. Yeah, and I sometimes I have the same sound, like here, strings. They send me one track of strings, and usually I put them on different kind of type of effects or EQ depending the parts. Like here before the chorus, and then in the chorus again. Can hear when the chorus kicks in, there is a bit more high ends on the strings. They are so wider, and that just to open up things. And with this riser and this boom, let's put everything. and a lot of elements building up one on top of each other. And that's it. Now let's move to the vocals. So they did a lot of vocal tracks for that song. There is a lot of grunts and clean vocals like usual. They also made some. Martina made some very, very nice chorus with a lot of vocal layers, which I'm gonna play a bit later. And that's what happened. There is a lot of clean vocals here. This is the chorus, and so let's start to solo a few of these parts. Let's start with these airy vox parts, which are very, very nicely done. And just before the rest kicks in, the transition noise. And you can see everything becomes louder with some automations to make the... Actually, it's to tell a story mixing-wise as well. It's not only the music and the lyrics. On my side, when I mix something, I always try to get what the clients wanted to say, and I try to emphasize this story with the mix. There is another core part towards the end that's very, very nice as well.
Might indeed last. The rage in your eyes can restore your sight. Rise, rise, against your will to hide.
And at the beginning we have this speech, which was one take for sure, but I made these little stairs, trying to treat these parts as soon as it goes in the intro further with different effects, different more delay, more radio effect, more distortion, more volume, more focus. So I can easily do all of this on one track with automations, but like this I see a bit more what I am doing.
Patience in one direction. Everywhere these reflected shadows are posted, pictures revealing only our own anxiety, our facades displaying in an infinite gallery. The lightest seed of hope is consumed without the...
It's already a bit louder, but now...
With a ticking seconds, an interval...
You definitely feel she seems much closer from our face.
A silence which may seem obvious to some.
With more delay, feeling like the room's getting bigger, which is not possible in the real life, but we are not in the real life, which is great.
Suddenly revealing miserable figures.
Mouth, eyes, if you cry for help, glassy eyes, forever frozen.
So you heard a lot of different type of screaming going on, one on top of each other, just to make the thing more wider, fuller, and etc. I'm going to actually to play this chorus solo.
No light can shine through a mirror. We have turned on the screen forever. No one will ever see our fissures. Superficial reflections, yet dark
darkness between strangers.
A lot of things going on, a lot of clean vocals, layered with the different melodies, harmonies, also some growling vocals in the background to make it even more full, ending with some growls, obviously. And so I'm going to play the chorus once more and add the things.
Oh, that's right. No light can shine through a mirror. We have turned on the screen forever. No one will ever see our pressures. Superficial reflections in darkness between strangers.
And that's it. We've been through the whole session. So I hope you liked it. I hope it was interesting. Don't hesitate to let me know if you have some questions. Obviously, it was not a type of audio nerd kind of video. Not much details, not much things. Just going through the session and basically soloing the stuff as you saw and you heard. So let me know in the comments if you like that, if I should do more of this type of video, maybe be more focused on one element, like a full drum mix or something. And also go check Rage of Light new EP Opaque. It's very, very nice. Cheers.